For millions of years, the world was filled with giants. After most of the dinosaurs vanished, both birds and mammals began to evolve into colossal forms. These oversized species are known by the scientific term megafauna, literally, great beasts. Today, they make up only a very small fraction of the animals still alive. Yet terrestrial megafauna seem to have remained abundant in only one place on Earth, Africa. Here, a more stable climate across millennia, combined with co-evolution alongside early humans, allowed them to endure with astonishing success. But as humans left Africa and spread across the globe, they encountered giant creatures that had not yet adapted to their presence. Many of those giants disappeared soon after. In this video, we will look back at 10 extraordinary animals that once shared the Earth with humankind, but are now gone forever. Off the eastern coast of Africa, on the island of Madagascar, there once lived the largest bird in history, the elephant bird. These giants could stand more than 3 meters tall and weigh up to 860 kilograms. Their eggs were the largest of any vertebrate animal ever known, some over 30 centimeters long, with a volume equal to 150 chicken eggs combined. Naturally, they could not fly, yet they thrived in the dense forests and grasslands of the island. At first glance, their appearance was similar to that of modern ostriches. Because of this, many once assumed their closest relatives must be the African ostrich. But genetic analysis revealed a surprising truth. The elephant bird's nearest living kin was not the ostrich at all, but the tiny kiwi of New Zealand, halfway around the world. Humans first arrived in Madagascar roughly 2,000 to 2,500 years ago. Evidence suggests elephant birds coexisted with people for centuries. The ancient Malagasy likely hunted them for meat, though their massive eggs would have been an even greater prize. Legends of giant birds also appear in Malagasy tradition, perhaps inspired by real encounters. Elephant birds disappeared sometime between the 11th and 17th centuries, most likely driven to extinction by deforestation and relentless hunting for their eggs. Another group of giant flightless birds encountered by humans were the moa of New Zealand. There were at least 11 species of moa, ranging in size from that of a large turkey to towering giants that, when standing upright, could reach 3.6 meters in height. Unlike ostriches or emus, moa did not even have wings at all, making them the only known birds to be completely wingless. Fossilized stomach contents show that moa had highly varied diets, allowing them to adapt to a wide range of habitats. For millions of years, they lived in isolation, free from any land-based predators. Their only natural enemy was Haast's eagle, a fearsome bird of prey weighing up to 15 kilograms, with talons as large as those of a tiger. This eagle relied almost entirely on moa for survival. But the arrival of humans changed everything. In the 13th century, Polynesian voyagers, EZT, the ancestors of the Maori, Armar, reached New Zealand and quickly realized that moa were helpless prey. Having never encountered land predators, moa showed little fear of humans, making them easy to kill. Archaeological evidence reveals that the Maori hunted moa systematically for meat, bones, and feathers. Their enormous eggs, too, must have been a vital food source. In only a few centuries, relentless hunting and habitat destruction drove the moa to extinction. The last individuals were recorded in the 15th century. Once the moa vanished, Haast's eagle lost its primary food source and disappeared shortly thereafter. Interestingly, during the 19th century, there were still reports of giant birds in New Zealand, though no solid evidence has ever confirmed that moa survived into that time. To the west of New Zealand, the continent of Australia was also home to a host of strange and gigantic creatures. Among the most fearsome was Megalania, the largest land-dwelling lizard to have ever lived. Emerging during the Pleistocene epoch, Megalania may have reached lengths of up to 7 meters and weighed more than a ton, far larger than its closest living relative, the Komodo dragon. However, modern research suggests the average size was closer to 3 to 4 meters, with only exceptional individuals surpassing 5 meters. Megalania was a predator, preying on large marsupials and even scavenging carcasses. Its serrated teeth were perfectly suited for ripping flesh, and like the Komodo dragon, it may have possessed venom that caused its victims to bleed out rapidly. Indigenous Australians likely encountered Megalania more than 40,000 years ago. While there is no direct evidence of humans hunting it, the disappearance of Megalania coincides with the extinction of many other Australian megafauna. The reasons for the loss of Australia's giants remain debated: human hunting, climate change, or perhaps a combination of both. Even so, megalania remains a source of fascination, with rumors of giant lizards still roaming the wilds of Australia. Aboriginal traditions also speak of a monstrous goanna, perhaps inspired by memories of megalania itself. Another Australian megafauna was Diprotodon, wamba, the largest marsupial to have ever existed, and a close relative of today's koalas and wombats. Diprotodons could grow up to 4 meters long and weigh more than 2.7 tons, rivaling the size of modern rhinoceroses. Despite their bulk, they may have been prey for megalania. Fossil evidence suggests they possessed large fleshy noses, perhaps resembling the short trunks of tapirs. Males were significantly larger than females, and they may have lived in polygynous groups, with dominant males defending harems of females. Rock art and Aboriginal legends both confirm that ancient humans encountered Diprotodons. Yet, like megalania, they disappeared around 46,000 years ago, marking the end of another chapter in Australia's lost world of giants. In the north, Elasmotherium, often called the Siberian unicorn, was one of the most impressive giant rhinoceroses ever to roam Eurasia. Unlike modern rhinos, which are bulky and slow, Elasmotherium had long legs, seemingly built for speed. It stood 2 meters tall, stretched 5 meters in length, and weighed more than 3 tons. Its most striking feature was a massive structure on the skull, indicating that it bore a colossal horn in the center of its forehead, likely more than 1 meter long, used for defense and combat. They lived on the steppe, grazing on grasses, much like horses and bison. For a long time, scientists believed they had gone extinct between 100,000 and 200,000 years ago, but new dating techniques revealed they survived until 39,000 years ago, meaning that early humans would have seen them. Some historians even suggest that myths of unicorns may have originated from ancient memories of Elasmotherium. Ultimately, it disappeared as colder, drier climates depleted its food sources. The largest deer ever to exist was the so-called Irish elk, which stood up to 2.1 meters tall and weighed 700 kilograms. Its most famous trait was its enormous antlers, spanning 3.6 meters across and weighing over 40 kilograms. Despite its name, the species ranged across Eurasia, from Ireland to Siberia. Nor was it a close relative of the elk. It was more closely related to true deer. Its vast antlers were the product of sexual selection, with males competing for mates by displaying size and strength. Ancient humans once hunted them for food. Many researchers believe that hunting pressure, combined with habitat changes caused by people, played a role in their decline. They went extinct about 7,700 years ago, with the last populations surviving in Siberia. The cause of their disappearance remains a matter of debate. Another lost giant was Steller's sea cow. This was a slow-moving marine mammal, growing up to 10 meters long and weighing 10 tons, inhabiting the cold waters of the North Pacific. Unlike its warm water relatives such as manatees, Steller's sea cow had a thick layer of blubber that allowed it to endure frigid seas. It fed on kelp in shallow coastal waters around remote islands. In 1741, naturalist Georg Wilhelm Steller first described the species after shipwrecking on the Commander Islands of Russia. At that time, only about 1,500 individuals remained. Tragically, its discovery also marked the beginning of its end. Within only 27 years, hunting wiped them out, slaughtered for their meat, fat, and hides. By 1768, the last Steller's sea cow was gone, making it one of the fastest recorded extinctions of a marine mammal. In the Americas, giant ground sloths also thrived. The largest, Megatherium, grew 6 meters long, weighed over 4 tons, and rivaled the size of a rhinoceros. These land dwellers wielded massive claws for digging and defense. They were primarily herbivores, though they may have scavenged on occasion. Despite their slow pace, their powerful frames and thick hides made them difficult prey for predators. But when humans arrived in the Americas, they became prime hunting targets. Archaeological sites have uncovered ground sloth bones, showing clear signs of systematic butchery. Most species of ground sloth vanished between 10,000 and 8,000 years ago, yet some evidence suggests that smaller species may have survived much longer, perhaps even into the age of the Maya civilization. There was also Glyptodon, a giant relative of armadillos, stretching more than 3 meters long and weighing nearly 2 tons. Its body was encased in a dome of solid bone armor, like a living fortress. Some species even had tails ending in mace-like clubs for combat. Ancient peoples of South America hunted them, and there is evidence that humans may have used the hollow shells of Glyptodon as makeshift shelters. They disappeared roughly 10,000 years ago. And of course, no discussion of megafauna would be complete without the woolly mammoth, the most famous of them all. These iconic giants roamed across Eurasia and North America, equipped with shaggy fur, thick fat for insulation, and tusks curving up to 4 meters long. They lived in herds of about 50 individuals and played a vital role in Ice Age ecosystems. Most perished around 10,000 years ago due to warming climates and human hunting. Yet, astonishingly, a small population survived until as recently as 3,700 years ago on Wrangel Island in the Arctic, meaning they were still alive when the Egyptians were building their pyramids. Beyond the woolly mammoth, humans also encountered many other elephant-like giants: the Columbian mammoth in North America, the mastodon, the immense Palaeoloxodon of India and Europe, the stegodon of Asia, and the gomphothere of the Americas. All of them are now gone. So, among all these giants of the past, which one do you wish still walked the earth today? Let us know in the comments below.